Okay, 6th grade, we've got homework number 7. So for this week's homework, it says, Diego estimates that there will need to be 3 pizzas for every 6 kids at his party. Select all the statements that express this ratio. So we're going to select all that are true. We'll circle the true ones. And then for any incorrect statements, you're going to correct the statement by rewriting it. So I'm going to look at these two, because one of them is true and one of them is false, so that we can see what I mean. And then you on your own will check A, D, and E. So this says the ratio of pizzas to kids is 1 to 2. So the first word that shows up goes with the first number. Let's get a different color. The second word that shows up goes with the second number. Ooh, it's hard to tell those different colors, isn't it? Maybe I can find, we'll use a highlighter. Those go together, okay? That stands out a little bit better. So now let's come back up here, because it says pizzas is 1, okay? Hold on, Diego estimates there will be 3 pizzas for every 6 kids. So if I did a quick, I don't have a lot of space, but I'm going to do a quick diagram. 1, 2, 3 pizzas. These are my pizzas. Kids, we're going to do really fast, really quick stick figures. These are really bad stick figures, sorry. Stick figures. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so if I have 1 pizza, it's going to feed 2 kids. Okay, so I could also have 1 pizza is 2 kids. All right. So pizzas could be 1. Yep, 1. And kids could be 2. So this is true. So I'm going to select it and I don't have to do anything else. This showed how I got that I got to the 1 and the 2, right? You could have also done a table or done equivalent ratios and done 3 to 6 and figured out what it was for 1. Divide by 3. That gets us to 2. So we could have shown it lots of ways, but you should show me, how are we getting to 1 and 2 if it's not listed up here? This says the ratio of kids. Okay, let's get some highlighting again. This time it says kids first and then pizzas second. Is that right? Is the kids supposed to be 3? No, the pizza is. So this one is not right. So I'm going to rewrite it correctly. This should be the ratio of kids to pizza is kids is 6 to 3. I needed to flip-flop those, so I'm going to rewrite it the right way. That gives us some practice writing ratio sentences. Now you read D and E, and don't forget A up here because I skipped it. And you're going to circle the ones if they're true, and you're going to rewrite it if it's got a mistake in it. Pause for Monday, finish that one up. Tuesday. In 2016, the cost of 2 ounces of pure gold was $2,640. Whew. Complete the double number line to show the cost for 1, 3, and 4 ounces. So you can see right here we've got our tick marks. I need to find these up here. Okay, I'm not going to do this one. I'm going to do one that's kind of similar. And then we'll go back to this one. So for mine, because I want you to be able to do this on your own, I did the cost of dollars and the number of shoes I'm going to buy. So I went and got my kids some basketball shoes. This would actually be fairly cheap. That's crazy how expensive basketball shoes are. But for 4 pairs, it was $450. Thankfully, I don't have to buy 4. I did have to buy 2 pairs, though. Okay, so let's back it up. How do I get these missing numbers? Right here. 2, 6, 8. Because I would need to know what I'm counting by, right? If I start not at the beginning, I don't know what to count by. But I know that this tick mark's right in the middle of these. 2 is right in the middle. So I cut this in half, right? 4 divided by 2 got me to here. Let's cut 450 in half. How do we cut 450 in half? Well, we turn on our calculator first. We do 450 divided by 2. That gets me 225. So to get that number, I did 450 divided by 2. That's what's going to be in the middle, right? Over here, same thing. 1 is in between 0 and 2. So I need to cut that in half to find this, and then I'll know what I'm counting by. This one I'm counting by 225. So each time I need to go up by 225. So 450 plus 225 is 675. plus 225 more is 900, plus 225 more is 1,125. So that's how I can figure out what's missing up here. So on yours, to figure out what you're counting by cutting this in half, then you'll know what you're counting by each time, and you can figure out what these are. Okay? So just like with this, I cut it in half to figure out this one, and then I added 225 each time to get to this one, plus 225, oops, 25, sorry, to get to that one, plus 225 to get to that one. Okay? Once you have your number line filled out, you should be able to figure out the answer to this pretty easily and explain how you figured out the cost. So this is saying, show your work, right? You got to show your work to get full points. So pause for Tuesdays. I'll slide this back in here a little bit so you can see it. Pause here and finish up Tuesday. Wednesday says a recipe for pasta dough uses 150 grams of flour per large egg. You have a few choices. We've got lots of different ways we've been setting up these ratio problems. You could set up a table where we had grams. That was not a very good label, sorry, in eggs. And we have 150 per means for 1. For 1. Okay. And I could use this table by figuring out what I would multiply by to move along on the outside to get to here. For 6 eggs, your answer then would be here. Whatever you do on this side, you have to do on this side. How many eggs are needed for 450? And I could try to find what I'd multiply. I could start back up here, or I could go from here. You're going to kind of decide what makes sense to you as you fill these out. Or you could set up a double number line, where you would have your grams and your eggs. I'm going to simplify a little bit because I'm running out of space to show you both. Do you have to do both? No. You pick. Which do you like better? Do you like tables or do you like number lines? And you would start with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, because we got to get to 6 for sure. Here we'd have 150, and you'd be counting by 150 each time to figure out what the missing stuff is. But 1 egg is 150 grams, and I can figure out the rest of that. So I'm going to let you finish it. You make your choices. Do you want to do a double number line? Do you want to do the table? Which way do you like better? So pause and finish up Wednesday. Thursday says a drama club is building a wooden stage in the shape of a trapezoidal prism. That just means the base here is a trapezoid, and then all the rest are rectangles. Okay, it might be hard to tell that's a rectangle when you're looking at a three-dimensional, because it's a prism though, we know it is. And it says the height of the stage is 2 feet. You can see that right there. What is the area of all the faces of the stage, excluding the bottom? So, show your reasoning. One of the ways that might help you is if you drew a net. So you could see these rectangles that were coming out of each side, because if I folded this back together, it would make a net. So I'm going to take advantage of having this base here drawn out. And I know it's small, so if you need to zoom in, you can open this on your laptop and see the tiny numbers larger. But I know that the height was 2, so this side is 2. So I would need to find the area of each of these pieces and then put it all together. So I'm going to just call this A, B, C, D, and E. So I need to find the area of each of these and then add them all together. Add all together to get the total surface area. Okay, because I don't need to worry about the bottom. So there's just going to be the top 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sides. So area of a rectangle, 10 times 2 is 20 feet squared, but we'll label that at the end. That's A. Then you need to find, remember this side is 2, this side is 2, and this side is 2. So find the area of each of those rectangles. And then for E, you need to find the area of this trapezoid. So for the trapezoid, it might help if you cut off this end here and moved it, and it would form a rectangle. And you got the little pieces down here so you can see how big it is. This is my height. So that means from here to here is 12, right? The height is 12. Down here you can see it's just this part because I cut that off and moved it. So it would be the 10 and the 5 together to be this side. And you would multiply those two sides for E. Then add them all. And then label your final answer with feet squared. Okay? I think you can handle that. Pause that, take it in pieces, do a little bit of time, rewatch the video if you need to. But that's it for this week.